Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, Underdog Views, and I watched Kill Bill Volume 1. Um, yeah, this is not the first Tarantino movie that I've seen. We've seen 4 Rooms on this channel. I think that was from him. I've seen Pulp Fiction before, I've seen Reservoir Dogs, and probably some other movies. So I am familiar with Quentin Tarantino. Um, didn't he also do From Dusk Till Dawn? We did that one also on the channel. Pulp Fiction I've done before the channel. Before I saw the channel, didn't really like it, but we're gonna do it on the channel again. You know, second time watch, and maybe I will like it that time. Let's just start with Kill Bill. We hear a woman, breathe very heavily, and we see that woman now in black and white. Apparently, that is I don't know. Black Mamba, I think, was her code name. So that's Black Mamba. Yeah, we see her in black and white, and she doesn't look too good. Beaten up, bloody, and we hear somebody walk closer. Step, 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 step. You know, we see then the feet from the side. We see the feet walk, and we're now back at her. And we see a pair of toes appear just on the screen. So the person arrived at Black Mamba. She looks at him and and he said, "Do you find me sadistic?" Well, asked more like. I think maybe a rhetorical question. Then he wipes some blood off her face with a handkerchief that says Bill. Well, that's probably the Bill that she's wanna kill. Yeah, we're gonna leave that because if you want to know what's going to happen next, watch the movie yourself. Not long after after this, we got credits. The first credits, and after that there was a fight scene, also very quick. And I don't mean that the fight scene was very quick, but I mean that the fight scene began very quickly after the credits had ended, which, pretty nice, pretty nice. Yeah, and there was that annoying music also. That alarm kind of music. Jesus Christ. But I kind of knew that it was from this movie because of the Family Guy reference. Family Guy did Peter gets fired, and they kind of do a crossover between Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill. So I kind of knew about this movie already, because of Family Guy. But I didn't know there were so many iconic sounds from this movie, like when they introduced some other characters. Jesus. when they introduce some other characters, they had a kind of a sound bite with it. And I recognized the sound bite, but I didn't know it was from this movie, which was very interesting to learn. Um, with the fight scene, uh, there was a little girl there from 4 years old, which was the daughter of the woman that she was fighting. And when she introduced herself, my name is, and then when she said her name, they kind of believed it. And when the friend, the friend, when the other woman said her name, from Uma Thurman, they believed it again. So, from Black Mamba. I don't know what her actual name is in this movie. I don't think we've learned what her actual name is in this movie. Maybe we'll learn it in volume 2 tomorrow, but I don't know. And also, I know that there's another Kill Bill, with these two movies, in one whole movie, which we're gonna watch later, not next month, but it comes later this year. Maybe if this channel still exists at the end of the year, we're gonna watch it in November. Now, so to have a bit of time in between, yeah. Black Mamba was 4.5 years before the fight. She got into a coma, and then a half year before the fight, because she was in a coma for 4 years, she woke up again after a mosquito bit her. And then she had coma legs. And what I mean with that is her legs didn't work. Because, she didn't use her legs for 4 years, so the muscle, slowly goes away, because you don't use it. So you lose it. If you don't use shit, you don't, it's the same as, this is something that the teacher, told me from when he was younger. He and a couple of friends, if you touch, hives, and he said that he almost invented hives with some friends. Nice teacher though, but he said that he stayed awake, for a very long time, and then, after a period of time, he couldn't read because things just turn off to preserve energy or whatever, So he said, even if things were this big, I couldn't read it. That says a lot, So take some sleep, just take rest. It's very important. But the acting from her with her coma legs, very nice, very good. I really like it. There was a scene where, in the fighting scene, which was 4.5 year later, after the coma legs, she had a kind of a pickup. That was my rice cooker. That says Pussy Wagon. But apparently she stole that from one of the male nurses, because, well, he basically raped her, while she was in the coma. And then let other men pay $75 to fuck her while she was in a coma. But, she handled. And then stole his car. But she was in a wheelchair, going to the car, and she climbed, she opened the back door, and then she climbed in, and I think that she really climbed in there like her legs didn't work, because the pulling up in, in the work, you could see her face all getting red, a tear coming out. I think that she really acted that way, without any help, from maybe some people off screen that you just couldn't see, behind something to help her push in. I don't think that that happened. I don't know if it happened or not, but I think that she actually, pulled herself in with, trying with strength, and that she actually became that red because of, all the effort she put in, and uh, power or whatever. That's what I think. I don't know. Um, I would love to think, that she just did that. Like I said, some iconic music. Um, there was a scene where Lucy Liu, uh, aka Oren, in this movie, cut off a head of a Japanese guy, and the blood just spewed out of his neck, just spewing out. Yeah, that was very cool, very cool. Um, when Black Mama, said something, try to be badass at the end of the movie, trying to say to one of the assistants of Oren, um, tell this to Bill, then that they all be as dead as Oren. But she tried to say it as a bad, tried to come over as a badass, but in my opinion, that just didn't work. Yeah, I get it, and it was a cool line, or a tough line, but it just didn't come over as a badass, it didn't come over intimidating, she kind of failed in that, so bit too bad. Overall, the movie was alright actually. I hoped it would have been better, because I heard good things about Kill Bill, but if I hear the name Kill Bill, I don't hear bad things. It doesn't come up a lot, but when I see a reaction or something, and if they name the movie Kill Bill, it's not in a bad sense. So I thought, Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino, probably a good movie. It was rather alright. Maybe Volume 2 from tomorrow is going to be better. And maybe it's because, it's just a two-parter, that's actually just one whole movie. But this one was alright. Hopefully, like I said, the second half will be better. I don't know. We only know by watching it. So tomorrow you get Kill Bill Volume 2. Later today you get The Expendables. Yes, I've seen The Expendables finally. Also kind of disappointing. But you can see that review later. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Kill Bill Volume 2 and maybe Expendables 2. Bye.